This is the final journal. Woohoo! It is on narratives as a crucial component to Final Fantasies in general. 9 especially, it was very in-depth narrative. According to the book, Jenkins did an analysis in 2004 and found 4 patterns that emerged in types of narratives. Evoked narratives, enacted, embedded, and emergent. Final Fantasy definitely takes on 2 for sure. I would say it's definitely an enacted narrative. That is because you broadly are going for a goal. You kind of know what you're going for, and you know there's going to be a lot of bad guys in the way, but you don't know exactly what the end goal is yet. You find out it emerges through the character's patterns. That also follows something called suture theory, developed by Lacan. You see things through a character's eyes, and it becomes crucial and important to developing the plot in the story. The second type of narrative that Final Fantasy IX follows would be embedded. Traditionally, that would be you have to look very far into the game, and you won't experience the same joys and pleasures. So I guess that would be kind of like a completion thing. If you're a completionist, which I'm making that term up if it's not there, it's basically getting 100% on the game. You have to use cheats in order to get through that. I'm sorry, that's one of my qualms, I guess, is there's so much in Final Fantasy, any of the games, that you have to usually use cheats to make sure that you get everything and all of it. I mean, you could play 100 times, I think I could play 100 times, and I would still miss something. I'd be like, how did I miss that? It's kind of like missing Sonic with the rings, but it's not. It's a lot worse if you miss it, because you're like, oh, I could have gotten that idol or whatever. So yes, it makes you a collector too. It just makes you another type of gamer. Final Fantasy is not an evoked narrative. It is not based off of previous told stories such as Star Wars or Harry Potter. Those are very popular in today's text, and I think that's an issue. I think it gets kind of boring to follow the same plotline. I like something new. I like to spice things up. In addition to that, there's definitely these 2 narratives invoke drama theory by Kincaid, which was a study in 2002. It says that basically the idea is as the plot unfolds, you become more emotionally involved with the characters. It's definitely true, and it makes it a lot more difficult to corf, as I said earlier, and that's another reason, because you become immersed into this world, and the narrative is another way of immersion. This is my take on narrative. As well as that, there's definitely some parasocial interaction with characters. You laugh, you cry with them. It's just an emotional roller coaster, and there's a joy to being so wrapped up into this narrative in the story as it unfolds. You just can't wait to see what's next and what's around the next turn. Final Fantasy really brings you on that roller coaster of emotions. Yeah. So, just to review, does not embody evoked narrative or emergent, so you don't really create your own story. There's a story behind the stories of each character. But yeah, this was my final entry. I did do a quick tiny little snippet idea piece based off of my findings on aggression, as well as some Q&As with some UMD students on some basic questions about gaming.